In this video I'll talk a little bit about shoulder shrug technique. I have a belt on here, I don't really need it, but as with all support equipment, when you're working with a weight that is a serious challenge to you, about 85% or above of your capacity, it doesn't hurt to put on support equipment. So I'll just leave it on for now. Obviously also if you for example are recovering from an injury, or if you are worried about something, then do wear support equipment. Just try not to make it a habit all the time. Anyway, as far as the shoulder shrug is concerned, first of all, how do you set up for it? Well, you're going to want ideally to have the weight raised so that you have a small distance to lift it, not a huge distance. You can see here, yeah, my fingertips just about touch the bar when I'm standing. So I've got this on boxes. You could, for example, have it in a power cage. There are specialist machines that can be used for this, but basically it's not a deadlift, so you don't want to be lifting the weight off the floor. If you have to lift it off the floor, you will almost certainly use less weight for the exercise than you can cope with, because this is a very small range exercise. So get the bar at a suitable height, and as you come in to address the bar, as it's called, right, you want to set up, get your feet into a good position. Some people prefer about shoulder width, some wider, more like a sumo type stance, the high position in sumo. But basically you need to be even, feet on the floor. Now, because this isn't a weight that challenges me, I've got trainers on. If I was lifting a really heavy weight, I would take the shoes off and do this barefoot. I find barefoot training helps a lot with very heavy weights such as deadlifts and some shoulder shrugs and variations. The next thing I want to do is get my legs and spine into a good position. So I'm going to put an ever so slight bend in the leg, not too much, just enough that I'm not turning it into some form of stiff leg deadlift or something where I'm lifting with the back purely. And then I'm going to bring my hips and pelvis forward slightly to put my back into a good natural and neutral position. And now I'm about ready to start the shoulder shrug. So as with every exercise, I want to make sure wherever I want to grip, whether it be close, wide or whatever, I want my hands to be even, so I don't want the whole thing tipping. So I'll use a bit of tape here, and I'll go for a grip like this for now just to demonstrate. Here, get into position, take my breath, get the core tight, and then I lift. Okay, and then the shrug, however many I feel I wish to do, and pop the weight down. Now, if you have a look at my shoulders when I do this, I'll just do the lift. The important point here is that the shoulders have to be going up and down, or it's not a shrug. As I say, I could lift a bit more weight than that, but it's rather difficult to talk when I'm working at maximum capacity. So, the main thing is, if you focus on the shoulders here, they actually want to be going up and down when you're holding the weight, not that you bear the weight in the hands and just make some tiny motion. For a good shoulder shrug, you want them coming up and down. Now, that doesn't mean that if you're going to try for a new weight that you've never lifted before, that you can't put a bit more weight on there and accept a smaller shrug. That's fine, that's a good way of upping your maximum and training yourself to hold more weight. But if you're actually using it as a shoulder exercise, you want them coming up and down. And you kind of want a feeling as though you're bringing the shoulders up to your ears. You probably won't actually do it, but you want to sort of feel as though your shoulders are coming up to your ears. I'll show you that from the side. This sort of feel. If you prefer to use a slight backward motion or a roll, that's fine, but you still want to be bringing the shoulders up to the ears. And from the side. The important point, as I say, is to pull and try and pull high. That's really what makes the exercise work. So I'll just show you a couple more to finish off with. Grip, lift, and pull high.